Today's topic is on chronic fatigue. Look, it has a standard workup: adrenals, thyroid, iron, B12, sometimes sleep, and maybe gut. But most people who go through that whole list find that something helps for a little bit of time and then the exhaustion comes right back. So the piece that controls whether any of the protocols that you use for your energy, they actually work based on what's not on that list. Again, my name is Dr. Aaron Ernst, board certified functional medicine practitioner and chiropractor with 22 years of practice. And after 2 decades of seeing this similar pattern, I now know what that piece is, that missing piece. So in this video, we're going to talk about what controls the ceiling on your recovery and what you should ask for before anything else in regards to your health and your healing. So the first question is this: what actually keeps your body from recovering? Okay, look, your body makes a shift every single time you rest. Cortisol starts to drop. Your heart rate can slow down. Your mitochondria, those small structures inside every cell of your body that produce ATP, the ones that run your body, well, they can switch on or off based upon the stress production that you're having, and they have the ability to repair. Your tissue can repair. Even your energy can come back. Okay, so listen, your brain processes what has happened to you during the day. And at night, there's a shift that's controlled by the parasympathetic nervous system. The main branch of that system is the vagus nerve. If you've watched my channel for any period of time, we talk extensively about the vagus nerve. When the vagus nerve is compressed or subluxated, that shift doesn't take place at night. Cortisol stays elevated even when you're asleep. Your mitochondria produce all the energy for the stress response instead of for repair. So what happens is you wake up tired and foggy, not because your body's damaged, but because you were still running in an activation mode during the night when you should have been in healing and repair mode. Look, sleep hygiene and adrenal support, they really do work, but you're gonna hit a ceiling. There's something that's blocking the signal that triggers the shift into recovery. And what you're adding on top, all the supplements and the diets and the workouts and the wristbands to track your numbers and just all the biohacking you're doing, it's not going to fix it. So the gate is the structural question. Is your vagus nerve getting a clear pathway from your brainstem into all the tissues of your body? Everything you've already tried has a specific value, but if you haven't checked this, then you haven't checked the thing that controls if your body can actually work the way it was designed. Your vagus nerve is where it starts, and if it's blocked, that's why you're not recovering. That's why your energy is not coming back. That's why you're not healing. So the vagus nerve, let's talk about it for a second. It's a massive nerve. It's thick. It's palpable to some degree. You can feel and sense the vagus nerve because it runs right on the back of your brainstem, down the carotid arteries of your neck, and then it starts to go into the esophagus, and it'll give branches to your heart, to your lungs, to your liver, to your spleen, to your pancreas, to your kidneys. Basically, every organ you have inside of you has a vagal nerve connection. And look, your brain stem is where it starts. It sits inside the spinal canal. So the atlas, C1, the first bone in your neck, literally sits connected to your skull and the second bone in your neck. The atlas is very unique. There's no disc. It's a specific circular shape. It has the ability to rotate on a single pole. It has multiple millions of positions it could be in. When the atlas shifts out of alignment, even the tiniest bit, like the width of a human hair, a millimeter or less, that shift puts pressure on the brainstem. So your parasympathetic system is supposed to work to help you relax and heal and make your body recover. So if it's irritated, you can't shift into rest and repair. So what happens when the parasympathetic system is on the down low and the sympathetic is on the high? Well, you can't calm down. Your heart can't adjust quickly between rest and effect. Digestion slows down because the vagus nerve normally controls the movement of your intestines. Anxiety shows up, and it could be even without a clear trigger because your nervous system is running a stress response all the time with nothing driving it. So every lifestyle change that you've made, if it's working, great, but it could be that you're going to plateau out. Good sleep hygiene, Clean food, chiropractic care, adjustments, acupuncture, detox, massage. Look, they work. And even some supplements do work, but none of them can fix a neurological compression. There's no supplement that realigns your spine. There's no massage that does it. There's no Pilates. There's no workout. There's no yoga. Like, you physically can't do it unless you see a structurally trained chiropractor who analyzes your spine, realigns the atlas, the skull, the second bone, because now your recovery, listen to this, runs at whatever capacity your vagus nerve can carry. Your body can't finish healing if it's out of alignment neurologically. So in 22 years of working with patients that cannot seem to beat fatigue no matter what they do, you know what I almost always find? Their atlas is out of alignment. And if you get it corrected, the first change that people report is, I slept better, my energy's coming back, I feel better. I can't explain it, I just feel aligned, I feel upright. Your body will start completing the repair cycles that it's been skipping all this time. So how do you know if your vagus nerve is damaged, irritated, or compressed? Well, there's 3 signs that point to it specifically, and every single one of them is tied to a system that controls it. Okay, so the clearest signal that your vagus nerve is interfered with is you're waking up in the morning unrefreshed. So you've slept all night and your body wakes up in a sense that you could sleep another 6 or 8 hours. It didn't finish what it was supposed to do, which is repair, regenerate, heal, and give you your energy. That is your sympathetic system being on overdrive and the parasympathetics not kicking in. Okay, another one. If your digestion is slow or unpredictable or irritated, even with a clean diet, well, that's your vagus nerve controlling your gut movement at its reduced ability. So if you are also someone who deals with anxiety or worry, stress, depression, etc., with no clear trigger, that's a nervous system running in activation mode without anything controlling it. Okay, so 2 or 3 of those, they're not separate problems. They're actually the same structural issue showing up, but in different areas. Okay, here's something you can do right now to see if your vagus nerve is interfered with. In addition to the symptoms we mentioned above, before you go to your chiropractor, massage therapist, Pilates instructor, or whoever you see for your health, lie down in your bed as still as you can for just 2 minutes. Okay, and what you're gonna notice is your heart racing faster than it should be? Do you have tense muscles somewhere? Are you constantly thinking you can't just seem to rest and relax? That is a sign that your vagus nerve is irritated, plus all the other things we mentioned above, okay? Now, I want you to do this. Close your eyes. I want you to visualize your brain and your spinal cord and the nerves that exit. If you need help with that, go to Google, type in vagus nerve, spinal cord, and start looking at the images. I want you to physically see an energy flowing across the nerve, almost like water trickling through a garden hose. I want you to visualize this today. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, do this. Then I want you to take your hands and you'll find the little pulse section in your neck. Usually it's just adjacent to your Adam's apple. I want you to take your thumb and your index finger and just lightly rub in a circle like this. It could be clockwise, it can be counterclockwise. Just do it for about 2 minutes. And what you're going to notice is that there's going to be a generalized peace that starts to flow over your body. Your blood pressure could go down, your heart rate could go down, your body's going to actually start to heal. If you experience that where you're like, oh man, that was amazing, the best I've ever felt. Red alert, it means your vagus nerve is interfered with. All you did was temporarily, externally stimulated your vagus nerve, but you got to go deeper into the back of your body so you can actually release it. This is why having a structural chiropractor is the most important component of your health. If you need help finding one, use the link below. We'll help you find a structural chiropractor. If you're in the Carolina areas, visit my website. We should connect. So as I finish this video out today, I want you to understand this. The nerve that starts in the base of your neck, the vagus nerve, is the most important nerve in your body. Its primary job is to calm things down. So now you know what you should do, and now you know where you should get checked. So the video that I have on thyroid disease and the same structural connection that goes directly into how your atlas affects your hormones, you should watch that. It's called Thyroid Disease is Not a Thyroid Problem. It is linked right here and in the description below. Until next time.